It's a nice day today, so I thought I'd go outside and do a bit of work in the fresh air. I've got the farmer out here ploughing the field. They have the plant, I don't know what it's called in English, it's for making MSG. And he's just ploughing the field. They've just dug all the MSG plants up the other day. Planting again something new. He's got this little gang of birds running behind the tractor in the furrows looking for grubs and things. Some kind of stork, I think. I don't know exactly what kind of bird it is. And I want to make some hummers. I believe these are also called bees or wasps. I think they're the same thing. They're called pung in Thai, and pung means wasp, so pretty much the same in all languages. Now these tubes I got from Precocious. They're 1/2 inch ID, inch OD and 1 1/4 long, so they're quite a substantial tube. I guess you need the wall thickness like this so that the hole doesn't erode too much. I don't put any silicate or anything on these to fireproof them. I just use them as they are. They seem to work pretty well. And then for these to work, they need to have a hole drilled through the casing in the center, and it doesn't go through the center of the tube like this. It comes through at an angle, comes through at a tangent like that, and just comes out on the edge of the casing. So I've got a tool set here for making these hummers, and a jig for putting the drill in, and you can see maybe on the camera just where the drill comes out. So pop that in there. Put my hole in it. There's a bit of a burr of cardboard in the middle there, which I just scrape out with a drill bit. Make sure that when I put the strands of black match in there, they're going to go all the way through the casing. I should get a little curved cutter blade for doing this, really. Okay. Now it goes on to a base. There's a ramming base for it. Ramming base, there we go. And it needs a clay plug in both ends, about 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch, something like that. It's not critical. So I put my clay in there, take the rammer, okay, I've now got a clay plug in the end, and now I can start filling it with I use straight BP on my hummers. I've not tried it with titanium or anything else yet, but I will get round to that sometime. So I'm using straight BP. I put a 1/4 teaspoon in at a time. Put the first increment in and ram it. And I'm below the hole now where the exhaust gases are going to come out. And at this point I put some black match in there. Just strip it out of some quick match. I find 3 pieces for the hole I drilled in fits just nice and tight, and I make them about 2.5 inches long, and I push them into the case and I make sure I can see them actually coming out of there, and then I use a drill bit and just push them down a little bit and then just push it through a bit more, so I've got, I don't know if you can see, but the black match is inside the case now in the centre point. And now when I ram my next couple of increments, that match will be firmly trapped in there. It's not going to come out, so it won't need gluing or anything else to hold it in place. I think it takes 4 or 5 quarter teaspoon increments in here. Okay, I'm within probably just over a quarter of an inch from the top, so I want just a little bit more in there. You might as well give them the maximum duration you can. The end plugs don't need to be very thick, probably 1/8 of an inch will do it. A little bit more. It sure takes some time to make these things. If you're doing 50 or 100 of them, you can figure on most of the afternoon to get them done. Okay, I've got about 1/8 of an inch left at the top there now, so now I want to put my other clay plug in. If I try and just spoon the clay in there, I'm going to end up with the plug beneath the level of the top of the tube here, so I just use this case extender, pop it over the top, and I put more clay in than I need, a lot more than I need. Afterwards I'll just trim it off. It's just the right length, the case extender, that if my rammer comes together on the top of it, I know that the plug is flush with the top of the tube. A little bit more. Okay. I've got 21 spolettes to make for my little insert shells, and I'm using these 1/4 inch tubes. I've got a spolette ramming kit here. It's in a bit of a bad way. I bent both the spindles, this one particularly badly, hitting it far too hard, and I'm not sure if the tubes are a little bit oversized from my last batch, or I've got a burr or something inside one of these sleeves, but I'm having difficulty getting the tubes in and out. It's got a base plate and a sleeve, a rammer with a pointed end, a rammer with a flat end, and a little ejection tool. Because I'm having a problem getting them apart, I'm just going to use the sleeve. On my large size spolettes I don't use a sleeve, I just hold it in my fist, but with this tube being so small it's quite difficult to get a good grip of it and hold it straight, so I put the sleeve around it. I want to put 3/4 of an inch of powder in here. which with the rate my powder burns will give me just a little under 2 seconds. I made a little scoop out of a cap plug and a bit of wood stuck in it, and 3 of these scoopfuls just bring my increments up by just over 1/8 of an inch each time. So I start off with a flat rammer. It's surprising how little force you need on these small spolettes. It's the reason that I bent that one. Very hard, very smooth. The first 2 increments I use the flat-ended rammer, and then after that I'll switch to the pointed end. And I've got a little bit of tape round there. That the tape is just shows the mark where the length of the tube comes to. I can see very easily then as I move up in 1/4 inch increments, and they're almost at 1/2 an inch on there. So at this point I switch to the pointed rammer. I think if I have this tooling remade, I'll make the rammer here with a smaller head on it. It's quite easy to miss you blow a little bit, hit the head here on the edge or kind of off center, and it's got much more opportunity to bend the head relative to the shaft. So I think with a smaller head that might be a bit better. Perhaps also make them out of stainless steel. These are aluminium. I'm just shy of 3/4 of an inch. As these are insert shells and there's 21 of them, I want them to all be exactly the same timing. So what I'm trying to do is, when I can just see that 3/4 inch mark protruding from the top of the tube, then that's my level to aim for. I need just a little bit more in there. And more. I find making these small spolettes seems to take a lot more time than the big ones, probably double the time. Okay, my 3/4 mark's just showing on there. That's just nice. And I can't get this out now. It's really tight. So I'm just going to put it over this sleeve here. And just use the rammer to knock it out of the sleeve. Okay, and that's ready to put some black match on the inside there where it will go into the disc. Black match on the inside and the nosing, and then the top will be prepared. I'll show you how I prepare the top later.